Twisted Tower.
Twisted Tower. The Willy Wonka Bioshock.
Yeah, Bioshock meets Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll the trailer because I feel like people got to see what we're talking about here.
Exactly.
Because I am going to crap on this game hard.
Are you?
I am.
Oh, no.
The ultra-violent cross between Bioshock and Willy Wonka and Disneyland.
And I think I know where you're going to crap on this game, and it's this part right here in the voiceover. Am I right? Is that part of it?
Part of it, yes.
Okay.
It's part of it. Yeah, so guys, if you're just listening on the Spotify, what we're looking at is essentially a twist on the Willy Wonka story, except this one is a toy maker, and he put the velvet tickets inside of a bunch of toys, and if you get a ticket, you get to go to the Twisted Tower. And then what we're seeing right now is just absolute, just bloody mayhem.
Yeah.
Like first-person shooter bloody mayhem with like some puzzle aspects, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right on the right track here. It's just pure chaos, to be honest.
It's absolute madness, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah. And I think that's what this game is trying to go for in terms of like chaos and things like that.
I mean, you're the first-person shooter guy.
Yeah,
Are you excited about this?
I think so. I don't know. It's one that it intrigued me when I first saw it, if I can say that, to be honest.
I feel you. I feel you. It was intriguing, but I just like. Okay, I'm not a first-person shooter guy, so we all know that this game is not gonna be something for me.
Right.
But I mean, you are the first-person shooter guy. Is this something that you are interested in? Is it something that you want to play?
I think it is something that I will play in the future, especially if it's a game that goes on sale at some point. The hard part for me is Bioshock has never been a game that I didn't like the feel of Bioshock. That wasn't a game that I was interested in. However, with this one, I just thought it fit with our theme of like the scary, and I was like, oh, it does look interesting, but is it interesting enough for me to play? I don't think so off the bat. But if, let's say my friend buys it and it's in his library, I'll definitely download it and try it. And who knows, maybe it is a game that I'll like really come into love. But kind of going into where this game kind of came about, and I think this is going to kind of go into what you're thinking, Dave. And so the developer that made this game, he said he has like started over a bunch of times. He's kind of changed his mind a bunch of things. He's thrown stuff into it. He had the idea of making it more of like a medieval castle kind of like feel to it. It's had different names. The names that they originally had was, one second, I have them here. Shoot, I can't remember. I'm blanking. Anyway, there used to be two different titles, and they ended with Twisted Tower. It's a boomer shooter, and they were struggling to find somebody to sign them for a while. And so they finally kind of got up to it. The game's going to feature different puzzles, crazy explosions, mechanics, and the story of it now is so a main character is Tiny. That's who you play as, is in love with this character named Charlotte. And she actually ended up fall in love with some bully, I guess. And so to like win Charlotte's love, Tiny goes and does this game hosted by Mr. Twister, and that's the Twisted Tower game, and you have to make your way up the top. And at the end, his plan is to ask for her hand in marriage. So I think that's kind of where you're going to go with this, Dave, is it just seems like it's a whole bunch of let's throw this into the game. Let's throw this into the game. Let's throw this into the game. Let's throw Joker into the game.
Yeah.
So and I thought that was the biggest ripoff of the game, is that the main, like the guy sounds like the Joker, but and then even the art style of that, like you saw at the beginning of the trailer, he looks like Joker, and that's where I was like, I don't really like that. So.
Yeah. So this game, like Adam talked about, it's developed by Atmos Games, and Atmos finally got a publisher, which was 3D Realms, to greenlight this project. Yep. And like Adam talked about, lots of variations. This guy started over a bunch of times. basically this is an FPS where players are contestants,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
you're a contestant after you win a ticket, and you're participating in some weird game show where you need to ascend the tower, just like Adam said. I think the biggest thing here, and it's like when you were talking about the Joker, like this game has such an identity crisis that like I don't know what is like I don't know what they're going for. So like the gameplay is Bioshock,
Hmm.
right? The ticket idea clearly Willy Wonka.
Yep.
The bad guy is definitely the Joker, and not like a good Joker.
Yeah.
It's like a very bad
It's a Jared
rendition of the
Leto
Joker.
Joker.
It's the Jared Leto Joker. I don't understand what's going on there, guys. If you guys just listened on the Spotify, jump over to YouTube and check out the trailer for this game. You have to see just the incredible ripoff of the Joker that is part of this trailer. It is absolutely insane. The concept is kind of Squid Games ish, where it's like
Kinda.
you're like kind of going through this
Different
quote
challenges.
unquote
Yeah.
different challenges to like make it through obstacles and stuff like that. Like we're seeing moving staircases like from Hogwarts. It's just like how much crap from other franchises can you throw into one game?
Yeah.
And it's just super confusing to me.
I think it's hard. I don't know, because I think the gameplay mechanics look fun and crazy, and you know me, like I like that crazy aspect. But I definitely see, like you said, there's no true identity to the game, and I think that's what makes it hard for me to see like how this game is going to turn out and attract a bunch of new people or just people in general. And especially with all the changes they make a bunch of times, it's hard to like, yeah, this is what he's going for, but he was going for this earlier, and then this is what they were going for before. Does that make sense? So like, I just don't know what this game is. It just fit in line with what we were talking about this week, so I was like, let's put it in. Like I said, it's gonna be a game that I will try if my friend gets it at some point.
Yeah, and like you don't get me wrong. When we first looked at this, like Adam threw this idea out there, and I was like, "This looks really interesting." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was excited, and it definitely fit in the genre. And then the more and more I was like looking at things, I'm just like, "This game is absolutely insane." And like we talked about this when we did the episode with Blue, where it's like, I feel like this game was like, and to quote him, it was just like this guy was like, just make video game like the game, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like what's gonna be the concept? Like, oh, okay, the concept is going to be there's this suitcase that nobody knows what's inside of it and you need to protect it, kind of like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
And then the bad guy is going to be kind of this sinister kind of character, kind of like Lord Voldemort.
Yeah.
And then the setting is gonna be very like in the woods, kind of like Lord of the Rings. And it's just
Yeah.
like, how much crap can you just
Yeah.
like throw together before somebody's just like, I don't think this game is gonna work, bro.
Right, and I think that's a great way to put it. Because what was that game that we talked about that we all looked at it at first like, oh, that's gonna be fun, and then the more we looked at it, it's like, video game the game.
Video game the game. This is video game the game, and they just
Yeah.
made it like a first person shooter where they just threw all of this crap together, and it's like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And it's like, how I don't even know how you can get like, how is Warner Brothers being like, yeah, go ahead, make that game. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
don't
mean?
know. Yeah, but I don't know. It looked interesting. It's one of those things that I hope to give a shot if it's like on sale at some point, but it's not going to be one that I start with. And as of right now, it's a thumbs down for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna thumbs down into you guys. Let us know down in the comments if we're being too harsh on this game and there is some underlying aspects that people are excited about, because we're all ears. But I just and we say this all the time. We do a lot of research, try to give you guys the best information possible, and I just could not find any like shining light about this game. It's like the deeper I got in down the rabbit hole, the more I was just like the initial reaction of seeing the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool," and then it all just went downhill.
Yeah. Yep. And so I found my what the game was originally called. It was originally called Silver first, and then it was Father. Oh yeah. Started with Silver, and then it was Father, and now it's Twisted Towers. So it's like what in the heck? How do you go from that to Twisted Tower? But whatever. So
And spoiler alert, with the title like Father, you find out at the end of the game that they've used the Star Wars reference, and you're gonna get to the top, and the Joker is gonna be like, "Tiny, I am your father."
oh my goodness, Dave, you just beat the game. Dave just beat the game. He's called it. You heard it here first, guys.
We just called the game.
Yeah.
We just called the game before the release.
Yep.
I'm calling it right now.
That's funny. That is funny.
I mean, they've stolen so many references. Why would they not steal the Luke I am your father reference too?
But I've some hope, but not much hope. So
Not much hope either. This is a game I'll probably check out once I do want to keep tabs on this game just to kind of see what happens, but it won't be one that I want to play. Yeah, and guys, if we're being too harsh on the game and you got some underlying stuff that we should take notice of, please drop it in the comments. Love to hear it. But as of right now, this is going to be a hard pass for me.
same as well.